They're dismantling my boy. Leatherface has always been my personal favorite horror icon since I was a little lad. It's just unfortunate that his stroke of genius in the horror community had been casted into obscurity with all the dog shit remakes. Sequels, prequels, all other kind of quequels, you get the point. And don't get me wrong, in horror, oftentimes the original is the best and the movies fall off as the franchise begins to fatigue. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple of examples that defy those odds, but to me, in my utmost regretful opinion, the Texas Chainsaw franchise is probably the worst of them all. You could argue Hellraiser a wrong turn, but I'm sticking to it.
What are you gonna do?
You don't fucking believe this, do you?
Oh God, what are you gonna do to me?
No, I asked you a goddamn question. He asked you a goddamn...
Growing up in the early 2000s, you know, I'm a young buck. My personal favorite had always been the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, the remake with its gritty realism and intensity. I see why a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's more of a masterpiece than the original. If you want to unsubscribe for that purpose, that's wild. And I really love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the black comedy masterpiece. But enough about that. They have released information on a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's titled Texas Chainsaw Legacy. Why do they gotta get rid of the word the? I feel like the word the encapsulates a vibe. And there's not much known about this except for a plot that, to my dismay, is very ungodly. The Texas Chainsaw Legacy delves into the tranquil facade of Oasis Oaks, a gated community nestled in rural Texas. Amidst the meticulously manicured lawns and the vigilant security patrols, our protagonist families optimize suburban bliss. Getting some A24 vibes. However, lurking just beyond the confines of the idyllic enclave lies an abandoned property, home to the infamous Leatherface and his macabre kin. Wait, so if it's abandoned, then how Leatherface and his family doesn't live there? As chaos descends upon Oasis Oaks, ordinary families are pitted against the savage Sawyers in a harrowing battle for survival where the lines between good and evil blur in a chilling confrontation of familial horrors. And don't get me wrong, I will give it a round of applause for the creativity aspect there. It's like, what, the 11th movie in the franchise, but what the fuck is the point of making? Pardon my French, but it's just like, there's no need for it. I mean, I think about, like, I mean, my mind's going all over the place when I think about what this movie means. Pretty much for some reason when I read Oasis Oaks, it's saying that it's a meticulously manicured lawns and vigilant security patrol. So if this movie was made in the early 2000s, I could totally see preppy and that like suburban cliche, but something about this is giving me like an eerie, almost lifeless futuristic vibe, and I hope I'm wrong by that, if you know what I mean. And I mean, right off the gate reading this plot, my mind goes to, alright, obviously on the confines of Oasis Oaks, some teenagers or, you know, ne'er-do-wells, they do well very narrowly, stumble upon the abandoned fucking property of Leatherface and shit hits the fan, which is kind of cool. Like, I can see some ideas, but the fact that it says the lines between good and evil blur, so I'm assuming it's another anti-hero movie. Oh, Leatherface and his family, they're just hillbilly inbred cannibal murderers and they're only killing these people because they're rich and powerful. I'm just all speculating. I don't know the gist of it, but with how movies come out lately, other than a few this year, it's like screenwriters think we're dumb and they just write whatever the fuck they want. And it's a very perplexing idea. Every time they announce a sequel, you're always like, huh, why'd they go that route? This one already eerily is similar to the 2002 one where that group is trying to create their own town of peace and happiness, and then they do it in Leatherface land. So they're like, all right, let's do that again, but different. It's like, you guys could do so many ideas and don't know what you're thinking. I love Leatherface, and almost every single depiction of him is flawless to me except for a handful. But yeah, I'm not too thrilled about this. I'm gonna watch it because I love Texas Chainsaw and I want to give my money to this corporation because Bubba deserves it, but all in all, it's kind of a whack idea. What do y'all think about it? Do you like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do you even care that they got a new one? Comment down below. Subscribe. Give me a thumber. Hit that ding-a-ling button harassing you, telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here, and I'm gonna say it one time for the one time and two time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror. Check out that video right there. It's scary. I feel like the word really I feel like the word the encapsulates the word encapsulates the word a vibe.